Hello, welcome to Rosslyn Chapel Trust series of videos. This is a particular video about the Da Vinci Code, and we find from our research here at Rosslyn that about 80% of our visitors are here because of either the book or the film or both. And so this is about the time when Rosslyn Chapel became a movie set, and I'd like to just let viewers know just a little bit about the production issues that were around at the time and how the director Ron Howard broached those problems. So here, if you remember, Robert and Sophie in the film enter through these gates. In the film they're painted white, they've been since painted black. And then they walk down this path here to Rosslyn Chapel as west door. And so we're going to follow in the footsteps of Robert Langdon and Sophie Naveau. Now at the time, Rosslyn Chapel was completely covered with scaffolding. There was a huge steel canopy covering the building. It had been put up in 1996. It was there for 14 years. And that was to allow the stone to dry naturally. The building was very, very damp and saturated, algae growing on the inside of the roof. And so that canopy was acting as an umbrella, and it did the job. Eventually, the building did dry out. Possibly Rosslyn is drier and warmer than it's ever been. But because at the time the film production company didn't want to see the large metal canopy in the movie, they built a fake wall around the scaffolding using MDF wood and then painted it to look like 15th century stone. Movie magic. So we're entering through the west door and we're going to go down the south aisle. So here we are inside Rosslyn Chapel. Now in the film, I believe they did a shot of this west window and then walked down here. Now in the film, Robert Langdon is saying all sorts of things about the history of Rosslyn Chapel, built in the second half of the 15th century. It was built by a very wealthy family, the St. Clairs of Rosslyn, specifically William St. Clair, who was a baron of Rosslyn and the third and last Prince of Orkney. Now, there's lots of other information in our series of videos, and I hope you take the time to look at some of those. Now in the film, Robert and Sophie stand here. A curator comes in to tell them that he's about to close the building, and Robert Langdon puts a coin in the donations box, which is over there, but it was moved to here for that shot. And he does this because he sees here on the lintel above the steps the six-pointed Star of David, the Seal of Solomon. And that is a star design that we do not have here. Believe me, we've searched. There's no Star of David here. But Dan Brown mentions it in the book, and so they had to have one. They put one there and they picked it out in gold in the film. And then when they removed it, because they had painted all the surrounding dark green, it now left this round patch, which we fondly refer to as the Hollywood Circle. Now this clue takes them down the stairs. We're past the famous apprentice pillar. There's a video about that one. Now this is the oldest part of the chapel, possibly about 100 years older than the building upstairs. Now there is in this illustrated screenplay, there is a photograph, and it shows Robert and Sophie coming down these steps, but these steps have since been restored. That was a wooden platform, and so to hide the wooden platform, they constructed some fake-looking stone, and you see that in the film. And then Robert and Sophie come down here. They go through this passageway, and there was a chain across the path, and it had private on it. They go through here, they go around to the right, and then they step into Pinewood Studios, where they discover a trapdoor in the floor. They enter down these stairs and discover a secret library, a burial vault. And if you've seen the film, you'll know what is supposed to have been laid there, secreted away there for hundreds of years. But that was all filmed at Pinewood Studios. The reality is that deep under the choir, there are said to be burial vaults, but they were sealed up over 200 years ago, and so no one, not even Tom Hanks, has been in the real vaults of the chapel. Now, the Da Vinci Code has now been produced for stage, and the opening night is tonight in Edinburgh, the 5th of April. It's at the King's Theatre, and some of the actors came out to Rosslyn to see the real chapel, and we were fortunate enough to speak with Nigel Harman, who plays the part of Robert Langdon. So, in 2009, Tom Hanks wrote a letter to Rosslyn Chapel Trust, and he said in it that few film locations live up to their billing, but Rosslyn was all that one could imagine or hope for.
Your imagination as an actor is all you have, and we've been walking into Rosslyn Chapel in rehearsals, and I walk on set, and we don't have this beautiful pillar represented. We have your main pillars, but they're only, they're bits of wood, and they're only halfway, and behind them is just unpainted with fly. So I've used my imagination of what it would feel like to walk into Rosslyn Chapel, and it's nothing like the experience. The experience is overwhelming. There's a sacred feeling when you come in here, and thanks to this interview, I'm now in here. We're alone in here, and it has a whole different energy. There's a beauty and a solemnity and a respect that's coming through me. It's just amazing. So yeah, I agree with Tom. Tom is an eloquent man, and I fully agree with him. It is a very special place that does live up to its billing, but I don't think that does its service. It goes beyond that.
Well, thank you for watching these videos. I hope you enjoyed them. This has been the last of the series of winter clips that we've been producing. We'll be back in October, and I hope to see you then. If you're able to visit here in the summertime, that's even better. So thank you for watching.